Welcome in, guys. Welcome in to another show. Once again, with your boy Tavares Wilson, Last Word Productions, here live in the flesh. And as you all know, I always get the last word. So let's jump right into it, man. But before we get into the topics, excuse me, I got to say this first. If you're not doing so already, go ahead and excuse me, like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Remember, we also on Facebook as well. Facebook Live right now as we speak. YouTube Live right now as we speak. Last Word Productions, they handle all over. I'm also on TikTok, also on Twitter, also on Instagram. So if you're anywhere, 9 out of 10 times last Word Productions as well. So let's get right up into it, man. We're gonna talk some basketball before we get the rest of the guys up here, man. And you got to first and foremost congratulate the OKC Thunder. They're making it back to the finals. Last time they went to the finals, we seen was with the big three they had with Russ, Harden, and KD. That was roughly over 12 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. So it's been a little minute since they've been back. Everything they've done up to this point is paying dividends now. They have a top five player in the league, undoubtedly, unquestionably at SGA. Maybe at this point he's a top three player. They have one of the most well-rounded and constructed teams in the league. 3-and-D guys all over the floor. Whether it's Alex Caruso, whether it's Chet Holmgren on a good night, whether it's J Dub on a good night, whether it's Lou Dort, whether it's Wallace, like it's a plethora of guys you can name that gives this team good sparks off the bench. That gives them good minutes whenever they call their number. It just seemed like the team to beat right now. There's no other way around it. This seems to be the team that everyone else needs to be chasing after this season. And as we all know, a healthy Celtics team, a lot of people still do believe is the best overall team in the NBA. The OKC Thunder are giving them a run for their money right now because it seems to me that they're right there with them in terms of top to bottom roster intakes that just just downright are nasty. Like from just the X's and O's and just names on paper, they seem to be the best team in terms of what they can do and what they provide on every given night. Excuse me. But with all that being said, man, we can't speak more highly of this team without mentioning their star player, superstar player, caliber player at this point in SGA. He is by far and large a stud. He's a guy that, simply put, has orchestrated and put together one of the best MVP seasons we've ever seen. He's also done it by, excuse me, he's also done it by being just great on both ends of the floor. He's a damn good defender, good passer, facilitator, playmaker, and his shot creating for himself and others is second to none right now in the NBA. So, got to give big kudos to the guy who not only won MVP this year, but also was crowned the best Western Conference player in this final run, this conference finals run they just made. So he's doing a lot of good things. I'm happy for SJ, man. He was a guy who I thought had potential when he was with the Clippers. I didn't think he would become this. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't think he would become the guy he is today, the MVP, the 30 point per game lead scoring guy. I didn't think he'll be this, but he's for damn sure proving a lot of people wrong right now, and I'm included because I knew it was a high possibility OKC can make the finals and stuff like that. But I just never thought he would flourish as high as he's been flourishing. Like I just never thought that. And he is. So I have to give him credit for that, man. I give credit when it's due. So congratulations to the Thunders. Congratulations to J Dub and them boys. So got to give kudos to them, man. But we also got to discuss a game that's occurring right now with the Knicks and the Pacers. And I haven't checked in on the game, or as we speak, it's 34-32 in favor of the Knicks. Let's see if they can push this series out to 6 games. And after that, you never know what may happen. But I think the Pacers ended the night. I don't think They're gonna play with their food, and if they don't end of the night, it's for sure getting ended the next game. I don't see not OKC. I don't see the Pacers losing two straight to the Knicks. I don't think it happens. Maybe it does. If they do lose two straight, they lose a series. I mean, they're not going into New York winning the game seven. But we'll see. I don't think Rick Carlisle is going to coach a unit that's going to blow three straight games. I mean, and if he does, I guess. But at the end of the day, I think the Pacers ended the night. And then let me be the first one to say this. Win or lose this series, I am extremely disappointed in how the New York Knicks have played this series. And I'm not looking forward to either one of these teams playing against the OKC Thunder. I'm not. I'm not looking forward to see how Jalen Brunson is going to go up against guys of the likes of J Dub and SGA all game. I'm not looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to seeing how it's going to go with Chet Holmgren being defended by Josh Hart. I'm not looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to any of that stuff. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. I mean, listen, maybe the Knicks can surprise some people. Maybe they can go out and do the impossible at this point. But I'm not banking on it, man. I'm just not. I'm not banking on it. I'm not banking on the Knicks to go out and just night in, night out for the next three straight games. They're going to play exceptional basketball and prevent the Pacers from winning one more game. I'm not banking on that. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how things play out for them. But let's give the Pacers credit too, man. As much as I've sat here and said the Knicks have just been embarrassing as a whole this series, the Pacers have been phenomenal. Got to give credit to Aaron Neesmith and not Aaron Neesmith. What's my boy name? It is Aaron Neesmith. I'm tripping. Nimhard, Neesmith. They've stepped their games up phenomenally this season. They've become some of the most reliable 3-and-D and just overall shot creators on their team, rhythm guys that we've seen from a year to year growth perspective. These guys have been exceptional. I mean, Pascal Siakam has played well this series. I think Miles Turner has played well as well. But man, them two dudes have been all the difference in the world for the Pacers, man. They truly have been. And it's beautiful to see when role players understand their role and play their role exceptionally. So I'm glad to see that them boys are playing well right now together with the Pacers. But we got Will and Ben. What's up, my buddy? Feeling?
How are you?
I'm good, man. I can't complain. I was just speaking on the Pacers and giving credit to the role players. They out here doing something a lot of people didn't think they'd do. So gotta give credit where it's due.
Yeah. They play together well, bro. They're like I've been saying, they're a well coached team. They know what they're supposed to do. They know each other's strengths, weaknesses.
Yeah. It's almost as if they play off each other so perfect. It's like you have to play the 48 minutes of every game against the Pacers. And that was
Yeah,
evident. That was evident in the game that they came back and beat the Knicks in the game one where it was down, I think 14 with like 2.5 minutes left.
yeah.
That that proved it right there. Like their camaraderie and just overall just effort and grit that they play with, the edge they play with, it's just like it gives them another dimension of their games or something. I really, it's hard to explain because when you look at the team, you would think this wouldn't even be a series for real. Like you would think the Knicks would pretty much run away with it in 5 or 6 games, and it's the opposite right now.
Ooh. Yeah, true.
So
True. Hey, they're a real team, bro. Like there's a lot of teams that are like top heavy with like 2 or 3 stars, and then their bench is garbage, and they got like 2 or 3 good role players. But no, everybody know what role they supposed to play. They play it well, and you can clearly see that. when their momentum starts to come together, like like midway through that first quarter, but everything just looks so smooth.
Yeah, it does. It does, but I'm not gonna lie. I think all in all, man, if they were to go to the finals, they lose it right now, but I think, like I was just saying, if they lose tonight, they're for sure winning Game 6. I don't think there's a chance in hell the Knicks beat them in Indiana. But
Yeah,
if they were to move on and go to the finals, it'll be probably the biggest shock of, like, in terms of a finals appearance by a team in quite some time, because this was a team no one really had on their radar making the finals, like going into the playoffs. Like, no one some people thought they was going to beat Milwaukee because Milwaukee wasn't healthy and stuff like that, but no one had them getting past the Cavaliers, and for damn sure not past the Knicks, who were fully healthy. So it's definitely shocking to a lot of
yeah.
people right now. But I don't know, man. But what is your thoughts on OKC, man? I know you're an OKC guy, bro. I spoke about the SGA. I spoke about them winning the conference. Him being named the player of the Western Conference for the year. So what's your thoughts on everything, man? How you feeling right now about them?
I think they did exactly what they're supposed to do this year. Last year, I felt like a lot of people felt like they underachieved, for as collective of a team they are, even though they're young. Everyone thought they might have made it to the next round. Um, Potentially even having the chance to reach a finals. Um, but this year, I think they did exactly what they're supposed to do. They took that loss, they took it in stride. You can clearly see that everybody got better from their best player Shea all the way down the roster. The role players are playing better. They looks like they're coached well, so obviously the coach is getting more comfortable and familiar with what works for what players, when to play them. You see, like the one thing that I've noticed he got better at is getting players in stride or getting them off the court and then returning them into a better situation, getting them better looks when they get back on and things like that. Because last year, sometimes it looked like players were on too long when they weren't hitting shots, or maybe they were missing passes. They weren't really taking off in games. So I think we did a lot better with that.
Mm,
Uh, I think the Wolves. I think they underperformed a little bit. I mean, granted, OKC's defense is really good, really good. Um,
mm,
one thing that I wanted to see someone outside of Ant really step up, and that clearly didn't happen. Randall got off game one, but other than that, he was pretty much non-existent. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah,
It was it was pretty
he played he
disappointing the
played
rest of the team.
solid. He played solid that last game, but that was for
But by
not
the
like it was
yeah,
the series was not
the
finished.
energy was gone, bro. They didn't even look
Yeah, it
like
was. It
other
was.
than Ant, nobody really looked like they were still out there trying to play. So. I
I
think I
mean,
think they did what they're supposed to do, man. OKC, they're a really really young, talented team, and if they stay together, they could potentially get more championships in the future. Get two more championships in the future.
yeah, for sure. But the one thing that I'm glad you brought up Ant, because I didn't bring up Ant, and I want to say this because I feel like a lot of people put Ant on a pedestal and crowned him a little too early before he even won, or not even won anything, before he truly proved anything. Because this is now 2 straight years where he's been outplayed by a counterpart of his who is also viewed as a top tier player in the league. Last year was Luka Doncic, absolutely took the souls and hearts out of the Timberwolves. And then now it's been SGA this year, who pretty much played him. He outplayed Ant every single game in the series, pretty much outside of maybe one game.
I think
You
that
know, they,
last game the Wolves won is the only game I think that he didn't outplay him.
yeah. So like,
Yeah,
yeah, he outplayed him pretty much throughout the entirety of the series. And what
right.
makes the matters worse is it seemed as if he was defeated at times, where he wasn't trying to find his shot or be aggressive or assert himself in the game or to just get involved. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what was bothersome more so than anything to me. And that's why I have to say we have to step back as the NBA community, NBA fans, players, whoever, commutators, analysts, like we have to realize that you got to let players grow into these, these roles or these titles that they're anointed. Because this is a guy who a lot of people sat up here and said last season was becoming the face of the league. He was
Yeah.
baby Jordan.
Oh,
He
they,
eliminated KD. Then he got Braun out. Then he eliminated the Warriors. Even with or without Curry, people still believe they would have won the series, whatever the case may be. The problem is they took all that they ran with it in strides, and it amounted to nothing. Again, they like for majority of this series, the series didn't even really look competitive. Some minutes, some games, sure, yes. I know they handed a 44-point loss to OKC on the road, and I mean at home. I mean, excuse me, cool beans. But besides that one game, I mean, OKC pretty much owned the entirety of the series.
yeah.
They and it wasn't as if you seen Ant just going off to a point where it's like, hey man, he's doing what he can do. Everybody else has to step up. I mean, he was out there pretty much contributing to the bad losses, whether it
Yeah.
was bad fouls, whether it was him not taking on the assignments of the guys who are getting
Mm,
crucified on defense, and whether it's him being on the offensive end, not getting others involved or having the inability to get himself going so he can't get everyone else going.
right.
So it just seemed to me that this wasn't the same guy who people said was starting to enter that realm of a top 5 player of the league. This didn't look like that guy to me. This looked like a guy who shied away from the moment, if I'm being honest. He looked like he was not ready for that. And
Yeah.
that to me is more troubling than anything because we could sit here, we could talk about James Harden, we could talk about LeBron,
Mm-hmm.
Kobe,
Mm-hmm.
these guys, how people say they've had piss poor performances and all this other shit. One thing I've never seen from any of those players, I've never seen them go out without trying. And literally to me looked like he didn't try. He looked like he didn't try.
I
Like
don't know, bro. Harden.
James, listen, James Harden has his moments. I'm not denying that. But I've never watched James Harden play basketball and came away and said that I don't think he left it on the court. I just think he played bad. I just think he
Bro,
played bad.
I can't remember what I don't know if it was Golden State. I can't remember who it was. It was Game 7, bro. He only shot the ball like 7 times, bro. Harden.
Yeah, in the fourth quarter. I remember.
Bro, he said, bro, like I don't
I
know.
mean, that's
I watch Harden in the playoffs, bro, and I always feel like he ain't trying, bro. Just be honest, bro.
man,
Like
man.
he be going off sometimes, but when it come down to the wire, bro, like when games on the line, you know what I'm saying, series on the line type stuff, bro, I don't never feel like he's trying, bro. He be shooting low shots, like he'll shoot like 15 shots like a game 7, 16 shots or whatever. He'll have like 6, 7 turnovers. Like it don't look like he be trying, bro. Like I'm gonna be honest, I don't agree with the James Harden take. I'm gonna say that one now. What I do think though, I do agree. Like Ant didn't look like he didn't look like he was rising to the occasion. And I said that though. I feel like they underperformed the team in general. Like they were missing shots they should have made. You know what I mean? They looked mentally like OKC got in their head. You know what I mean? It looked like they felt the pressure of not being the more complete team, not being the better defensive team. You know what I mean? Not being the better, more aggressive offensive team. Like
mm,
when I watch them play throughout the year, like I'm not a big Timberwolves fan, so I don't watch a lot of the games. I do like Ant, but I don't watch a lot of the games like that. Like I'm more
mm,
so a just kind of go back and watch his film type of guy. They typically look more aggressive from what I've seen. Like when I watch them play, like Ant tends to be much more aggressive offensively. Like not even just like how he's scoring, but like hitting, getting to the basket. He seemed more to be trying to shoot more this series than what I'm used to watching him, and it didn't look right. Like
yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate because you had guys like McDaniels, who I thought stepped up a lot this year. I mean, I thought he was exactly what you needed from him this series. Like some games he struggled to guard an MVP player. That's anyone in the world who's going to
Right.
struggle with that.
Understandable.
So it's like, but other plays he gave you some stops. He got some defensive breaks for you,
Right.
and he played well on offensive end. And it's just unfortunate outside of him. I feel like I mean, Alexander Walker on a good night too, because he had about 2 or 3 good games too. But
Yeah, I think a
I
couple
feel
games
like,
he hit like 20, 25 ish.
yeah, I feel like outside of them two, man, I feel like everybody else is really just
Yeah.
strolling, like just taking it with ease, and it didn't feel like real urgency was coming from the team when I watched them. Like
Yeah.
it's unfortunate because this is a team that's supposed to be built on we're going to beat you inside out, get in the low blocks. Julius Randle, the guy who they
Mm-hmm.
describe as a bull in the China shop. You going, I didn't see that. I mean, he's getting
Right.
defended by Alex Caruso the entirety of the series, and he's getting put on an island with him, and he's doing nothing with it. Like it doesn't make
Right.
sense to me.
That's what I said. They ain't look as aggressive as when the games I seen them play this year. Like from what I've seen of them, they ain't look as aggressive. I think that's another thing that might have been getting the end is like it at a point it was probably like game three or game four, and you saw the frustration. Like you saw the forehead lines. Like you saw his eyebrows clench. Like he's stressed, bro. Like he gotta carry all this by himself. But that's what happens when you're the star player. When nobody else step up, that gotta be you. Like that's just how it works. Like if you're gonna be that guy, you're gonna be the face of the franchise. You're gonna be the star player, you're the future. Like when it come down to it, that's what they gotta do. And this is why I always hated the baby Jordan stuff. Like, stop comparing players to Jordan. Stop comparing players to Mike, to Braun. Stop comparing players to Kobe, to Tim Duncan. Like, these are the greatest basketball players to ever live. Like, just let these guys grow, see what they can be, and make comparisons as they hit milestones that give fair way for you to even take them down that road. Like when you compare them too early, it gives them too much pressure, bro. It's too much for them to try to overcome while still being great players. Like everyone's not going to be LeBron and be able to face all the pressure in the world from the minute he steps onto that NBA court.
Mhm. Right, I agree with that, man. I Because at the end of the day, excuse me, at the end of the day, I think I think a lot of that hype and a lot of that media just driven based content is just some of the players' biggest downfall, whether it's they take it
Mm,
a positive way or negative way. Because at the end of the day, the cameras and lights, the questions, they're gonna all be asked to you, they're all gonna be pointed to you. That's just
right,
what it is. So
right.
it's a lot to take with that. And some people have the wherewithal and the thick skin to, deal with it, like a LeBron, like a Kobe, like hell, even to an extent, like a Russell Westbrook. Like these are guys who throughout their careers are scrutinized for the way they played the game or for what they didn't do on certain nights. And they
Right.
still, they still played their games. A lot of people I don't really see that from, man. And it's
It's hard.
unfortunate because I feel like West not West, but I feel like Anthony Edwards. He was one of those players this series, and it's unfortunate because I'm a huge Anthony Edwards guy. I love
Yeah.
Ant.
Said me too. I was just on here saying how I'd rather have him over Luca because I know at least what I'm getting. But this is the type of, you know what I'm saying? When I stand by my take, bro, because I still like Ant, but this is what happens. Like when it all comes crashing down, are you gonna be able to perform? Granted, he's only like what, 23, 24.
Yeah, he's 23. He's 23.
Like he real young. So like I'm not gonna say like, oh, this is always who he's gonna be. But it is, I mean, 2 years in a row, 2 years. I mean, if it happens again next year, we're gonna have to start calling it how we see it. You know what I mean? Until proven otherwise.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt about that at all. And let's get off into another NBA topic that I wanted to discuss, man. I wanted the rest of them boys to be here, but seemed like ain't no one pulling up. It is what it is. But I wanted to talk about the Steve Kerr legacy, man. I seen y'all boys going back and forth about it, and this is something that I've said before about Steve Kerr. I don't believe Steve Kerr is by any means a bad coach. I don't believe that. I think Steve Kerr is a decent to good coach. But I will say this. I do believe Steve Kerr was a little, not even little, a lot of hype in terms of him creating this championship formula that made this culture and brought in this young talent, or he developed the talent, excuse me, or what or the Warriors had, and he paved the way for them to have the game plan and the defensive prowess that they had at one point. I don't believe any of that stuff because at the end of the day, listen, great players are great players. I think
Uh,
if you put Steph Curry anywhere, Steph Curry would still be a champion. I think if you put Kevin Durant with Steph Curry, they'll still win the title together. If you put Klay Thompson with Steph, I still think they'll be the greatest shooting basketball court of all time, backcourt of all time. Excuse me. So it's like I don't look at Steve Kerr and say his coaching or his coaching prowess is what caused X, Y, and Z. I don't look at it like that. I look at the Warriors and say they were blessed to find the talent that they found and to add on to it through great free agents because they was in positions to where they had guys who attracted those free agents.
right.
So again, it's not to say that Steve Kerr didn't do a good job. He did. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to do something to win. I understand that, but if we're taking what we've seen from the Warriors these past couple years, it shows me that coaching, as far as the coaching goes, compares in comparison to the play on the court versus having arguably a top 12 to 10 player on your roster, that makes all the difference in the world. Because I mean, even if you look at Ty Lue right now with the Clippers, Ty Lue was an NBA champion with LeBron and Kyrie. Went to the finals multiple times. He hasn't been back since. It's not that he's done bad with the Clippers, but it shows that it's your job is so much more easier when you have that kind of talent.
Yeah.
And it's and that's why I think we had to take some of what Steve Kerr did with the Warriors with a grain of salt, some of what Nick Nurse did with the Raptors with a grain of salt, because
Yeah.
when you have these guys, you get is the game is easier for you because everyone isn't blessed to have a prime Kawhi Leonard or LeBron at the peak of his powers. Like everyone
Right.
doesn't have that. So as far as Steve Kerr go though, I don't really agree with the Jordan Poole situation. I don't think he was failed by any means. Well, I do believe he got dead dirty. I do think that, but I don't think he was
Yeah.
failed. I
Bro,
don't,
failed is a bit of an overstatement. I mean, realistically, he's the same player in Washington that he was in
yeah,
Golden
yeah,
State. He's
yeah.
inconsistent. He can go off any night. You know what I mean? Like you know what you're getting from him and don't know what you're getting from him at the same time. I mean, nobody failed him, just like Golden State didn't fail Wiseman,
Yeah, they
bruh.
did
Like
fail.
bruh soft, he not the best scorer, and he get injured. Like, I mean, what else do you want? Like, you can't play through him, especially not in Golden State system. If he can't even consistently hit easy jumpers, like you got Steph taking so much attention away from the rest of the court, and you can't find yourself to get position on a defender. You can't get into the open part, the paint. You can't get off ball and move around to get shots off. You know what I mean? Like he's a good talent, but he just has not put it together whatsoever. Like it is what it is. Neither of them got failed. They are who they are, and it is what it is. But I don't agree with the fact that people are saying Golden State failed either of them. And I don't agree
Yeah.
that Kerr is some all-time great coach like a lot of people say either. I think that he came into an amazing situation. We all know we don't really have to get into it. You know what I mean?
Mm,
You know where I'm going with that. Like and he was blessed to have the greatest shooter of all time at his disposal. And then
Yeah.
KD came along. He obviously had Clay, which is also one of the greatest shooters of all time. And then you
Mhm.
had a walking technical in Draymond who was holding down the defense. So like, you know what I mean? Like he came into a good situation. Like I don't really understand that like people are trying to say he's like, trying to put him on an upper echelon of coaching. Like, nah, he's not a Jackson for sure. He's not a Pop for sure. He's none of them. He's none of them. Like
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
he's like a tier three coach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he'll if you
Yeah.
got the right players, he'll take you there. We seen that, but he's definitely not
Yeah.
elevating players to another level to take you there. Like
Yeah. I agree.
in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that because I don't think he develops talent well either. Because even if not even looking at guys like Jordan Poole or James Wiseman, if you look at someone like Jonathan Kuminga, who has showed and flashed for the last couple years, and he just is wasting his talent at this point.
Right.
That's coaching malpractice. That's who he is failing. If we want to talk about failing a young player,
Yeah,
that's who's
for
being
real.
failed.
He need to get up out of there because he that is one person that he's failing. Correct. I agree with that by any means. If and you want to see that Golden State has failed anybody, it's him because he has the potential to be a star, maybe more, maybe like a superstar potentially. You know what I mean? Whatever. Because he's talented. He's super talented. He's a freak for real. Like athletically, I think he's pretty good. So like you get him in any situations, like that would be a perfect player to have on the court with Curry, bro. Like someone who's athletic, you know what I'm saying, can go get you a quick drive, bucket, alley oops, you know what I mean? Those are the type of situations that you want. When D Wade was playing with Braun, D Wade was able to take a lot away from, his offensive having to drive the hole all the time and score because LeBron can drive the hole. It creates a lot of spacing because now you have to watch both sides of the court because they could just be on either side of the court, and now you're worried. Now other players are getting opportunities. That's the same thing that Golden State should be doing right now. Like it just don't really make any
Right,
sense.
right, and it's a travesty. Honestly, it's criminal to
Yeah,
what they have done with Jonathan Kuminga at this point, because this is a guy who, like you said, like you just said, man, this is a talented dude, man. He's a great athlete. He
yeah,
shoots the ball well enough, and he can create his own shot. I think that's what a lot of people don't realize. When you are explosive of an athlete and you can create your own jumpers, like your
yeah.
own clean looks, you can get 15 to 20 a game with ease,
Right, right, and
especially
that's
in this day
yeah.
and age.
Yeah, that's not even talking about once he is continues to develop. I mean, he's still pretty young and he's been in a extremely limited role, bro. You send him somewhere or even play him there, significant where he can get significant like if you play him there, give him significant minutes, or you send him somewhere he can get significant minutes, he could really develop into one of those guys that you want to lead in your franchise. Like you see the talent is there. It's clear as day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He's explosive and he shows on the court. When you watch, you see him. That's just who he is. So I don't like that's one of the reasons that it's hard for me to give Steve Kerr credit in team building, team success. Because when you have a guy like that and you're not even willing to really play him or put him in any opportunity to succeed for the team you're coaching, that's like that's the opposite of of like being a good coach, bro.
yeah, it
People
is.
I don't understand how people are looking at this and thinking anything else other than that. Like this is horrendous coaching, and I don't know why the front office is standing for this. Like,
I mean, sometimes ownership, general managers, they get obsessed with like feeling as if they almost owe a guy something, like
right,
as
right. He
if
got
they
he got
like,
us rings. Like so
yeah,
now,
exactly. Like he got us the rings. He's been to the finals X, Y, and Z amount of times. He's developed or not developed. He's helped found a home for star players. People want to come play here because he has gotten the most out of our star player or helped him get the most out of Curry or whoever the case may be. In reality, man, it's if Steph Curry retires tomorrow, what then? What do you have? Like you got a coach who can't develop young talent. That's what you have. And then you're gonna have to develop young talent. And when he
Right,
doesn't
and
do that, what's left? Like
right,
it's
yeah,
crazy. It's astonishing to me because it's like when you really do look back at the Warriors and you look at what they were when those championship runs, or even before the championship runs, if you just look at them as a whole, like who since he's been coaching now, who is the young player we can look at and say he took in and they've gotten better season by season under Steve Kerr? You can't really point to anyone on the roster. You can't,
right.
and that's disturbing because you could
Other
do
than
that
the
with
three
damn near any
players,
system.
yeah,
You said
yeah.
what?
Other than their three star players, Dre, Clay, and Steph, who, I mean, by all means respect the Kerr, but we know before Kerr, I mean, who were all n- good players before him.
Yeah,
Everybody else has been rotational. And then you got KD, which I mean, he's KD, so he was already KD before he
yeah.
ever came to
He
Golden
was the
State.
MVP before he even walked in the building.
Right. So like everybody else that has ever been on that team with them has been rotational. They've come in, they got shipped out, bro. Like there's no players who are year after year on the roster, developing, getting better, getting more minutes. I mean, for God's sakes, bro, like you had you had fucking, oh, excuse my language, you had Draymond Green beating up your young star. And then
Yeah.
you traded your young star over Draymond Green, bro. Like
Yeah, and that's why I said I don't think they necessarily failed Jordan Poole as a player development or like helping him evolve his game. I do feel like they did him dirty though because
right.
that's just crazy because it's like he was asked for a guy who pretty much at that point Draymond was an aging borderline all-star player who was never a prolific scorer. He was never no guy who's gonna go out and give you 18, 20 a night. He was a guy who on a good night to give you 8 to 12 points and give you elite level defense. But
Right. Andy's not no crazy rebounder either. So like
yeah, he's not. He's not. He's kind of a jack of all
he
trades kind of guy.
he's a very specific player that fits in Golden State's system because he knows it and because he's so edgy. He brings another element to a team that needs it. That's literally it.
Yeah, that's all he is, and that's why I call him a jack of all trades. Because when I say
Yeah.
jack of all trades, I'm saying like in terms of what they need out of him.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah.
because I remember a couple years back he was threatening to hit free agency and stuff like that. I'm like, man, you go anywhere else, you will not be the same guy. You just
Nope.
won't be. It no matter where else you go. As good as you may believe you are, you're not that good. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you you're sorry. I don't think Draymond Green is sorry, but
No, but
I don't think he's a an all star without Steph Curry.
oh
Like
hell no.
he's not. I don't
Hell no.
believe it.
In fact,
I
he's
don't believe
like
that.
respectfully, he's probably a team hopper without Curry. Like respectfully, and I don't think he's just like you said, he's not sorry. But unless you're one of them guys in the league, you're a team hopper. Said even some of the guys that are that good are team hoppers once they start getting up there in age. It is what it
Yeah.
is.
I mean, yeah, you can look at dudes like Zach LaVine right now. I mean, good player, got talent, but he's
Right.
been on three different teams at this point.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is what it
Yeah.
is.
Even Julius Randle. He's a
Yeah,
decent player. He's a decent player. You know what I mean? Good player. You know what I mean? He's probably what top 10 at his position. I don't know him off the top of my head to rank him, but for sure top 10 at his position. And it's just like, I mean, if you look at him versus other players, he's easily movable in a lot of people's eyes. So it's kind of like, what are we really thinking of Draymond? Like he's good, but he is what he is. Like without Curry, the only person that probably would have a serious, time on that team would be Clay.
right. And oh man, it's like it's so much that happened because of Steph Curry, man, on that team, and that's what happens when you're an all-time great player. You open up
Mm.
avenues and conversations that you know wouldn't be conversations.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
it's just crazy,
yeah, for
and
sure.
I don't know, man. I just feel like people got to realize Steve Kerr has been a beneficiary of a lot of great talent. Just like how
For
I feel
sure.
like Doc Rivers was a beneficiary of a lot of great talent. And I'm not saying that to say I think Steve Kerr and Doc Rivers are the same coach. I think Steve Kerr is a little better than Doc Rivers because I think
Bro,
Doc Rivers is the most overrated coach of any
bro,
sport.
he's
I'm being
sorry,
honest.
bro. He is sorry, bro. I don't care what nobody say. Doc Rivers is sorry, bro. Like, I don't want to. I don't care about nothing else, bro. He's sorry, bro.
Yeah, I think he's terrible
I
too.
don't know how to.
I've
I
been
don't know how
saying
the
that.
hell he keep getting jobs, bro. Like this don't make no sense.
He gets jobs again because of his what he's done. Just like with Steve Kerr, the Warriors, he gets jobs based on his past, based on the championship run he had when he had the Celtics big three. He beat Kobe and them boys, so that saved his legacy for the rest of his career to the point people still will look at him and say he's still a good coach today. No, he is not. He
No,
was arguably not even a good coach then. He had a great
right,
team. He had a great team. So
right,
it kills me when I talk about these dudes because it's like people want to be purposely ignorant at times. Like it's like, bro,
right.
at the end of the day, man, when you look at Steve Kerr, do you think you could remove Steve Kerr and the Warriors still do what they did with KD, with Curry, with Clay? Yes, I still think they go win the championship. I believe that.
Mm, yeah, for sure.
So it's like at the end of the day, if you gonna sit here and tell me he's not making a difference in them winning the championship or not, then what are we talking about? That
Right.
that's how I see it. But you got anything else you want to add before we move on to
Mm,
football?
no, sir.
Let's move off into football, man. We're gonna talk about Shador Sanders, man. Shador Sanders, from all reports, have been lighting it up at practice, and I believe. Let me look at the screenshot. I screenshotted it like a couple minutes ago. So yesterday in practice, the man went 7 of 9 in practice, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions in camp.
Three
Absolutely lighting the
interceptions.
world on fire in Cleveland right now. And here's what I want to say, right? Because I seen some quote unquote reports of people saying there's a possibility he may be cut, and people saying he's already the QB4. Dylan Gabriel's the QB2. I want to say this to people: stop this hate train that y'all trying to start. Stop this dumb shit. No depth chart has been released. Nobody has made any decisions or any kind of first movements in terms of cutting. The OTAs literally just started.
My
No one
thing
has
is,
recorded
the,
any of this.
the Browns ain't even talking about positioning yet. They ain't talking about no depth charts, nothing. Like, man,
Exactly.
relax.
That's my point. That's my point. The depth charts quite literally are not even being worked out yet, gang. Like these people
Mm,
are just now getting in the building. OTA started this week. They started
right.
this week.
Should they just
So,
start watching these people play? Like, they didn't even have enough time to position anybody.
and that's what I'm saying. I'm like, where are we getting these rumors? Because I see people talking about the ESPN reporting this down the third, and I seen a TikToker say something about he think it's hilarious how all these people on the Shador hype train, but he might end up getting come. Like, gang, what are we talking about? Like the man has literally just started practicing with the team, like the full team. Like, how we know he getting cut already? How we know that? Like, what are we talking about? I'm like, bro, it kills me how people want to see somebody fail. Like, it kills me.
All
This
because
man
of his
just
dad, though. It don't
you
have
said
nothing to
what?
do. It don't have nothing to do with him. It's all because they don't like his dad, bruh. Like that's crazy.
That's what bothers me more. It's not even about what he has done as a player. Because if you look at the film, he was undoubtedly, in my opinion, he was the best quarterback in his draft class. But that's another conversation. But he was undoubtedly a top 2 quarterback prospect in the draft.
Yeah, yeah,
Undoubtedly.
yeah,
He
for
was
sure.
it wasn't even a
Yeah,
question.
it wasn't close for sure.
And he
Definitely not Dylan
dropped
Gabriel over him. Definitely not Dylan
exactly and
Gabriel.
he dropped to the fifth fucking round. Like,
What
I
what's
make
that?
people
What's that
understand
dude
this.
that got drafted by the Saints? Tyler Show? What the hell is his
Tyler
name?
Shook, yeah.
Man, come on, bro. Like, are we
Yeah.
serious here, bro?
Yeah,
Like, bro,
the
like,
20s. What do you I think he's gonna be 26 going into the season too. I think
respectfully, bro is sorry as hell to be drafted over Shador, bro. Like,
man,
respectfully, and
you
I
ain't
say
even
that
gotta
as
say
humbly
that
as
though.
I say that as
Jackson
humbly as
Dart.
possible, bro.
Jackson
All
Dart
right,
is
chill on my boy Dart,
listen,
bro. Chill on
listen,
my boy
listen. I
Dart, bro.
listen,
Chill on my
man.
boy
Listen, man.
Dart.
Listen. Listen. Let me preface this first. Let me say this first. I hope nothing but the best for them, man. I truly do. I don't you'll never see me get on here. You'll never see me get on here and wish bad on a young player. I would never
Oh
do that.
my
I would
god,
never
bro.
do
My
that.
boy
But
Dart, huh?
listen, you turn that film on, nigga. That nigga is nowhere near. He's nowhere near better than Shador Sanders. And the Giants traded up to take him. Hey man, more power to him. And God bless him. He got a fat contract. I know he did.
God bless him. God
So
bless him.
hey, his family gonna be good for the next generations. Good
Bro,
for him. I love it for him,
bro,
truly. But that's just crazy to me. That's crazy to
that
me.
was more of an arm talent and competition thing with him getting picked over Shador. I believe personally, I still wouldn't have like I wouldn't have if I'm a GM. No, there ain't no way I'm picking him over Shador. But that's what it is, and you know the stigma, bro. We ain't really gotta talk about it too much. The same, it's the same shit with Herbert, bro. Like you know the stigma. Same reason people still trying to say he's top five because he got all this arm talent. You know what I mean? At some point, arm talent got to match production. Oh, excuse me. And production got to match winning and success, bro. I mean, we seen Shador help elevate a college program. Two,
Yeah, a bad ones. A
two,
bad one too.
two bad ones.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like, come on, like, we could talk all we want about his dad was there coaching, but he was out there lighting it up, bro. I'm talking about good ball placement, good air time, not making receivers wait for passes, hitting them in stride, leading them when needed. Come on, bro, like high
and
low
then
passes where it's supposed to, right
and
on the
then
sideline. Come on,
yeah,
bro.
and then the one thing I want to just add to what you're saying. A lot of people forget he did this behind a terrible offensive line. Terrible.
Horrendous. The worst of any drafted quarterback, I will say. Like
Yeah,
if I had to go back and watch everyone again, I can guarantee I would at the end I would still say he had the worst offensive line of every quarterback drafted before him.
yeah, for sure. And he did it. He did it with one true weapon in Travis Hunter. And even if you take away Travis Hunter's numbers, I mean, he still threw well over 3,000 yards and 20 touchdowns to like I think 2 interceptions.
Right,
So
bro. And everybody's talking about Cam Ward, and respectfully, I mean, the man's a dog, bro, but he definitely ain't got the touch that Shador got. He definitely ain't got the footwork that Shador got. And his offensive line was way better. I've seen plays where he would literally just stand
yeah,
there,
yeah,
waiting to pass the ball. He's waiting to pass the ball.
yeah. The U had a
Come
great
on,
online. They had a great
right,
online. They did.
right. So
They
it's
did.
like, come on, bro. Like, if the stats are comparable, and one person played under duress all season, and the other guy played, he was back there like Le'Veon Bell, pretty much. When Le'Veon Bell used to wait behind the Steelers O line and then start running.
Yeah,
Like, come on, bro. What are we talking about here? Like, the disrespect's crazy, and it's all because people don't like his dad, because his dad's flashy. Oh, he's flashy. Like, why can't players play and have fun, bro? He not hurting nobody. He don't go out and disrespect nobody. You know what I'm saying? There was a couple of times where it was like, oh, look at how he's treated. I can't remember. It was a viral video, and he said something to the other quarterback, but the other quarterback was talking crazy about him before the game. Like, what?
yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. That's when they play. That's when they play Colorado State.
Right. So
Yeah,
it's like, bro, what do y'all want? Y'all want him, and it's the whole shut up and dribble mantra, bro. Like that's really
yeah.
all
That's
it
all it
is.
is.
Yeah.
Like you gotta like what you were just alluding to. You got to do who get online, do interviews, and sit there and say, "Oh, we really putting in the work. Them guys don't work hard over there for real. They don't practice hard." And you come game time, he beats the brakes off you, and he tells you he did it. And now you the bad guy. You getting villainized. That doesn't even make sense.
Right.
Man, it doesn't make sense. I just thought it was absolutely crazy though that people already having these reports come out saying there's a possibility he is getting cut. When for one, he's a fifth round pick. Of course, there's a possibility. Everyone who's not picked in the third round is a possibility to get cut. We all understand that because he
Right.
came in as a fifth round pick. But what kills me is that people are talking as if that is just going to be such a see I told you so moment. He's not as good as he thought he was. Like, bro, if the man ends up winning this job over Dylan Gabriel, which I believe he will end up doing, what will people say then? Like, that's what I want to hear. Like,
They'll
what is
say
going to be
they'll.
said?
I already know what they're going to say. They're going to say, "Oh, it's because of his dad. His dad made it happen. His dad." It's like at no avail is he ever going to be able to win unless he goes out and wins a Super Bowl. But the only way he's ever going to be able to live up to all the negativity and all all of the pressure and everything that people are trying to put on him is if he goes win the Super Bowl. Like those, that is such an unrealistic expectation to expect someone to win a Super Bowl, bro. 1% of players to ever play win a Super Bowl, bro. Like that is crazy to think. They want this man to go out, be the best quarterback in the league as soon as he steps on the field. Like, man, it's so unrealistic. It's just all hate, bro. It's all hate for his dad, bro. That's all it is.
Yeah, it is. It's unfortunate for sure because I like I said, man, I think Shador could fucking play. I really do. But we'll see once the season comes. But let's get off into the next NFL topic I wanted to discuss, man. And I wanted to talk about the news that's been going around the last couple hours now. Today was John Smith was actually rumored to be in trade talks, and your team, my boy Pittsburgh, have been talking to my team about trading for him. So, and this is coming amid contract talks. It was rumored that he was looking for a new deal and stuff like that. So I guess the Dolphins aren't willing to give a new deal as it stands right now. And I guess the Steelers called inquiring about his services. So what is your thoughts on that news, man? What you think about that?
Bro, the Steelers are embarrassing, bro. Bro, I'm so tired of these people, bro. But I don't even get it. Why are you going? Why? What is the point of trading for a tight end? You're not going to throw the ball to. We do not throw the ball to tight ends, bro. I don't understand why we even go trade for him. And then on top of that, who is our quarterback, bro? Will Howard, bro. Like I don't like no disrespect to the boy. He's a what 2-time college champion, but come on, bro. Like he's drafted what fifth, sixth round for a reason. For a reason. And I mean no disrespect to the man, because I hope he succeeds. He's on my team. I want him to succeed. I want him to blow all expectations out the water, right?
Mm.
Cool. But I know if it ain't him, then it's Mason Rudolph, man. I don't even gotta talk about that. So what is the point of trading for a tight end, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we should have never traded George Pickens. We should have let him play out his last year on the deal. And then if we were gonna let him go, let him go. I mean, because what, you're still waiting for Aaron Rodgers, apparently, which I don't understand that either. Let that go. No reason to have Aaron Rodgers. What are you trying to win more games for? You're not going to win the Super Bowl this year. Go out and tank, please. Please tank. I'm
They
tired
can't
of
because
winning.
then they can't because then Mike Tomlin never having a season below 500 record would be gone. So
Man, I don't give a about Mike Tomlin's record, bruh. Like
it's not
I
about
don't,
you caring. They
I,
care. They
I
care.
don't even want Mike Tomlin on the team no more. So I really couldn't care less, bruh. I want everything. I don't want Rooney. I want him to sell the team, bro. He is a garbage owner, bro. He has literally disgraced our franchise, bro. Ever since he has took over, we have been nothing but garbage, bro. I do not want him as the owner no more. But let's get back to the trade. I don't think it's
Yeah.
a good trade for us specifically. I don't know exactly why y'all wouldn't restructure his deal. I guess because y'all already got Tyreek Hill and Waddle on deals. So I guess it kind of don't make sense to pay a tight end, especially money he's gonna want. With what did he set y'all receptions, yards, and TDs for a tight end, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So,
He was the lone Pro Bowl selection we had last year too.
yeah, yeah, I knew that, but. he just set franchise records for his position there, so he's gonna want bread, respectfully and rightfully so. I mean, hey, I was
Yeah,
balling
yeah.
out last
I
year.
don't never
Pay
fault a player for trying to get their
right,
money.
payment. But I get why y'all wouldn't. You already have two people who you are investing hella money into on that offense, even outside of Tua. So, I mean, personally, I would. Man, listen, if the Steelers trade for him, bro, just gotta keep me on suicide watch, bro. This is ridiculous.
Man.
This is ridiculous, bro.
I mean, let me just say this. In terms of the Dolphins side of the of the spectrum, uh, one thing this team will always, if ever do, they will always learn how to work my last nerve and pretty much know how to try to ruin my day. Because I just, for the life of God, I don't understand why in the world you would trade your lone Pro Bowler from last season because he's asking for more money. I mean, listen, I get it, right? You tied a lot of money into Tua. You tied a lot of money into Tyreek, Jalen Waddle, Jalen Ramsey, who will be traded. It's been confirmed. Like once OTAs officially kick up, well, not OTAs, minicamp, excuse me. Once minicamp get to going, he's definitely getting moved. So I can only imagine how many phone calls have been made already. So I understand all that completely. However, the problem comes in that this is a guy who last season exceeded all expectations in spite of your
The terrible
quarterback being
offense.
in and out the damn door, a terrible offense, Tyreek Hill having the worst career year of his life, and Jalen Waddle becoming less and less of a consistent threat at receiver. And somehow, some way, he still became an every week threat for you despite all of that. So when you have
Right,
that, yes, he just like how we can see that, he sees that. So yes,
right,
I understand why he would want to make more than 2 million next year. It's right. He's right. He's worth more than that now. I mean, if you're telling me you can't give him 8 to 10 million, then I don't know what to tell you because that's what he deserves. Because he's
right,
proven to
right,
you that he can be a consistent threat for you on every given week. So
right. Amongst all the other adversity you got going on, he is the only one that was consistent on that offense enough to even make the Pro Bowl.
right,
So like
exactly, and it's like
you gotta give him a little bit of respect here. Like I'm not saying that like I don't understand the business, but you got two guys on the outside who had horrendous years. So regardless of whatever reason we want to give for that, don't matter. We saw what they did not do and we saw what he did. Like so if you want to keep players who are going to be able to produce under any circumstance as shown, enough, then you just don't want to win, bro. Like, be honest.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it's like what makes it worse because I could understand it, right? If it was from a franchise that doesn't typically do the thing of we got an upset player who wants a new contract, so now we gotta pay him a contract. Well, no, we're not. We're gonna trade him or we're gonna move off of him. It'll
Right.
be different if we had that kind of franchise. We don't. When Xavier Howard push for more money. They gave him more money, which I thought they should have given more money at the time because I thought X was arguably the best corner in the game at the time. So I wasn't mad at that. I wasn't mad at them giving Tyreek more money because Tyreek came off an 1,800-yard season. Wasn't mad at
Right.
that. I
Rightfully
wasn't
so.
mad at them. Exactly. I wasn't mad at them giving money to Waddle, even though I thought they overpaid him a little bit. But I'm not ultimately mad about it. Like I can live with it.
Yeah,
But
it was a bit much. I do agree, but at the end of the day, this is how the market is going. So
yeah, exactly. So that's why
it's
I'm
a
not upset about it. But when you get to the guy who's come in on a prove it deal to you and basically told you, okay, I proved it to you. Now I think I deserve a little more compensation. Now it's a problem. And that is crazy to me because all of these other dudes got their paydays. You gave Ramsey more money. You didn't have to give him money. He don't want to be here no more. You gave Tyreek more money twice. And then you gave Tua money when he's won you nothing. It kills me that
he can't
Tua
even
got
play.
200
He can't.
something $1 million. And they just sat up there and said, you know what? It's fine, man. It's gonna work itself out, basically. And it's crazy. It's crazy
Bro,
to me.
the Dolphins' commitment to Tua has to be studied, bro. Like y'all, instead of taking Herbert, y'all took Tua, and y'all
Mm,
paid a man what he does not consistently even play. It's not even that he's playing bad; he just don't even play.
mm.
Like, come on, bro. And he's what? He's like what, the eighth highest paid quarterback or somewhere in that range.
Yeah, I think he top 10 for sure. He like 7 or 8. He one of them.
Okay, I thought he was in that relative range. So like, bro, all this money for a guy who he's played like what, 60% of his career games or something. Like that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, he's played one whole season once, and he's been in the league.
5 years, I think.
I think this going on year 6 right here.
Yeah, so like that's insane. Like I don't even get that. But yeah, so they're willing to pay all these players who consistently give you, what I mean, what you feel like is worth that you paying them. And then the guy comes out. Granted, he's a little bit older, but he's not about to come out and ask for 40 million. Like, let's be realistic here. He's just he's
Yeah,
asking
yeah,
for he's asking for a little bump. It's the last year of his deal. Maybe y'all extend him, then y'all could spread the more money out over a couple years. You know what I mean? Like, and make it all work out. I mean, that's what the Steelers do. Ooh, excuse me. When people want more money, we typically will extend them an extra year or 2 more years, and we'll spread the extra money they want in a little bit more in signing bonuses to accommodate what they're asking for. I don't see
yeah.
why y'all
That
couldn't
sounds
just
like
do that.
that
I
sounds
don't
like
see
profit.
why. Yeah, I don't see why y'all couldn't just do something like that for him, because he's not about to ask for superstar tight end money. Let's be realistic here. As good as this year was, he still wasn't close to the top of the guys. Respectfully, even though he was good, but
Mm,
he's not on that pressure one. So he's just asking for a little bit of bread. Like, I don't think it's I don't me personally, I don't understand what the big fuss is about.
yeah, I don't either. But Dolphins going Dolphin, I guess. But let's
Oh
get off
shit.
into let's get off into the last segment we got, man. I'm gonna do this segment. I'm gonna do it next week as well. We're gonna do a true or false. We're gonna do the receivers this week though. Next week I'm gonna think of another position we're gonna do it with. But we got true or false receiver edition, man. Let's get to it, man. So first true or false I got, man. Cooper Cup had the greatest receiver season ever. True or false?
Bias out of it, yes. Like, I think if you take your bias out of it, who you like more, as a receiver in the world, or who you think was in not as good of a situation, or whatever the case may be. I think
Okay.
when you look at the totality of the season, if you put his stats up against anybody else and did not put a name, like the stats and then the
Mhm.
accomplishment of winning the Super Bowl, and then he went Super Bowl MVP too.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Right. Come on, bro. Like, it isn't really a debate. Like, now, granted, I think, like, personally, I do think that Megatron had one hell of a season. And I want to give a shout out to the boy, Matt Stafford. Come on, bro. Both of those seasons.
Yep.
But I think if you took all the names off of everyone's seasons, you can line up all the best receiving seasons. If you took the names off of all those, you would always pick Cooper Cups in a blind pool of seasons, like, respectfully.
Right, right. I can get with that. I think personally, I don't think he had the best season, but objectively speaking, it's hard to argue it because he
Right.
did everything that you could do. So I respect it for sure. But next true is false I got, man. Calvin Johnson is the most talented and physically gifted receiver of all time.
Most physically gifted, yes. Do I think he's the most talented per se? No, but I do
Mm.
think that he the most physically gifted. I mean, he's what, 6'5". He ran a f- a 5.43, I think,
Now
right?
he ran a 4.34.
Oh, so he ran the mid. Yeah, yeah. Come on, bro. Like, and his vertical was off the chart. I mean, and he ran good routes too. It's not like he was just only a deep threat. Like, he ran good
That was a
routes.
very slept on aspect of his game. He
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
great route runner for a
yeah,
dude his
yeah.
size. Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So he ran good routes. He had the hands. I mean, bro, catch anything. I mean, you
Yeah.
could throw it up to him in a crowd of people, he'll come down with it. All of it. He did everything. So I don't necessarily think he's like one for one the most talented. It's debatable. I don't think he is, but I'll definitely say he's the most physically gifted for sure.
Yeah, I give them both. I'm not gonna lie. The only other argument I think would be is Randy. I think Randy will have an argument, but I mean, bro, it's. I
Uh,
think of it like this, man. If you turned on Madden and you created a receiver, who would he bear the most resemblance to? And it's Calvin Johnson. Like that's what
I'm,
it comes down
I
to
mean,
for
that's
me.
cool, but that don't make him the most talented. Like when I'm gonna be honest, the wide receiver, I think one for one, that is the most talented ever. Like
Mm.
if he could line up against me, I think Sterling Sharp. I think Sterling Sharp is the most talented receiver I have ever watched. Like he was just unguardable under any circumstances, regular height. You know what I mean? Like, nah, bro. Like Sterling Sharp was fucking unreal, bro.
I I'm not mad at Thunder Sharp, honestly. I'm not. That's
But
not a bad pull.
but like I said, it's definitely debatable with Calvin Johnson. I'm never gonna sit here and say no, like no way.
Yeah, that's not a bad pull. I'm not mad at Sterling Sharp at all. Sterling Sharp was really one of the ones for real. But another one I got for you, man. True or false? Julio Jones never was the best receiver in the league in his career.
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little unprepared for this one. If I'm gonna say false, I think there might have been one or like there might have been a couple years that he might have been the best receiver, like on paper.
Mm,
Like now, if we're talking about the talent of a wide receiver, I don't think he was ever the most talented. I think his hands were just a little bit too inconsistent, and I don't think he got into the end zone enough. Um,
mm,
for me personally, but maybe if you look on paper, a couple years, he might have been the best receiver in the league.
right. Man, I ain't gonna lie, I don't think he ever had that, bro. Because when he when
I'm
he
not gonna argue, you, bro.
when he first started, man, you still had Calvin in the league, and Calvin was just a different breed. So it's like
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah,
understandable.
yeah, for
But
sure.
and then after that, when he hit his stride,
Who
Antonio
else is in
Brown
the
did too.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's like,
the
and
goat.
I never thought he was better than AB. So it's like,
Yeah, I don't think he's better than AB as a player either. Like when, like just like I said, if you're looking at at pure stats, there might have been a couple years he was, statistically the best receiver in the league. But I don't ever think that he like pound for pound. I don't ever think he was the best wide receiver.
yeah, that's why I said it's tough for him. I mean, Julio
Yeah,
Jones is gonna be he
oh,
arguably a top 10 receiver all the time, but it's crazy because you can literally
I
make
don't
a
know. I don't know.
legitimate
I don't
case.
know about that one, bro. I don't know about that one, bro.
Nah, I mean, you could look. Hey, the receiving yards, the records. He said you could make a case. I'm not saying it's definitive, but you could make a
Yeah,
case. You can make a case. But last one I'm gonna hit you with, man. True or false? Jamar Chase is the best receiver in the league right now.
false. Come on, bro. We not, bro. Like 1 year of being statistically the best
Uh,
receiver when Justin Jefferson has dominated the league every other year since he's been in it. While you've been in the league, hell no, bro. Come on, bro. Like we gotta stop the 1 year shenanigans. Like that's why people's like, oh, Cooper Cup's the best wide receiver in the league. Like, nah, bro. He had that year though. Like, let's not take that away. He had that year, but nah, bro. Like, come on, Justin Jefferson, in my opinion, is just clearly the best wide receiver in the league. Like, I'm gonna just be honest. Like, if he was on the Bengals, he would do everything Jamar Chase does and more.
I
Simple as
mean,
it.
I mean,
Bro.
you know how I feel. So I
I,
mean, uh, Jamar Chase, my guy, man. I mean, listen, I said coming out of college, man, I felt like coming out of college he was better than Jettas. I still feel like he's better than Jettas. Now,
bro,
do I
he only
think?
got 1 year, bro.
Yeah, he do. I'm not saying he's always been better than him. He hasn't been. But what moved me and what I always tell people, this is why I would take Jamar over Jettas, is the God given ability he possesses. Like you can't coach what he can do. Like in terms of when he has the ball in his hands, he turns into a literal running back. He's as tough as it gets to get to the ground as a receiver. And he's one of, if not at this point, the best deep threat in the league right now. Like, so when you mesh that together, on top of the hands, the elite hands he has, on top of the route running, on top of the fact that teams know, especially when T. Higgins was hurt, this, like, bro, let's be so for real right now. This nigga had in a span of 2 games, he had 5 touchdowns with over 400 yards and 20 catches. This is some Madden shit we're talking about. Like, if we're talking based off of like right now at this very moment, man, listen, it's tough, man. Like, I love Jettas. I do. I think Jettas is tough, but I don't know, boy.
It's funny, bro. It's really, when it comes down to it, it's all about who you like as a player better. Because this is literally the same argument that people was trying to make for Julio over AB. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's really all about who you like as a player. Like, when you watch their game, who you like, who you get drawn towards more. Because I mean, like, when you look at them, I mean, they're like 1A, 1B. You know what I mean? Like, either way, you could debate it.
Yeah, I'm about to say, there's really no wrong or right answer for real.
Yeah. Who's more talented, who's faster, yada yada. It's like whatever attributes you think are more important for a wide receiver, that's who you're going to be drawn to. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't care either way. I personally still think Justin Jefferson's the best wide receiver in the league. I think he's been the best wide receiver in the league since his second year. I don't think his first year he was the best, but since his second year, I don't think anyone's been better than him personally.
I feel it. I'm not mad at it at all. It's definitely an argument.
They dogs, bro. I wish they was on the Steelers, bro. Either one, don't matter.
Yeah, I would, man. I remember the Dolphins had a chance to draft Jamar Chase, and they traded back and took Waddle. So I mean, it is what it is.
Bro, y'all could have had Herbert and Chase, bro. Oh my god, bro.
We could have had fucking Jonathan Taylor too, and Justin Jefferson. We drafted Noah Igbenogany. It was so crazy to me is he was dirt. He was absolute dirt with the Dolphins. He gets to the Commanders and he actually plays pretty damn decent. I'm like, okay, so these players aren't just hot garbage. The coaching is terrible. Like, that's what that tells me. The coaching is terrible. Because he was solid. I don't know if you watched him, but he was actually pretty damn solid for the damn Commanders last season. He really was.
I've seen some games. I ain't tuned into like a lot. I think I only watched like 5 or 6 Commanders games. But I mean, listen, all I'm gonna say is when I seen him playing the Dolphins, I always saw him getting cooked. He was all right. He was looking all right on the Commanders. His technique looked better. His eye discipline looked better. So
yeah, and that's what I said, man. Got to be coaching at this point because I'm like, if a team could take your scraps and they make him work, that says coaching wasn't up to par. That's what that tells me.
Well, like, to be fair, bro, what's your coach name? McDaniels. He is an offensive guy. So when you get young, raw, talented prospects, you know what I mean? Like, they got the talent, but you clearly see that their technique needs work. You gotta get those guys on the side of the ball where your expertise is. Like, you can't get those guys on the other side of the ball. That's why like George Pickens came to Pittsburgh and he wasn't able to develop the way he was supposed to, even though he's still a dog. But Tomlin ain't nowhere close to an offensive coach. Like, it's not in the slightest. Like, God, please get us a good offensive coordinator. But that's why George Pickens ain't like being named like top 5, top 10, you know what I mean, receiver. Like, he's not definitively in that range because he's not being developed the right way. Like, we don't got no good offensive coaching on our team. Like, it's just all defensive. But that's the same thing with him. Like, that's how it go.
Yeah, facts. It's unfortunate, man. But
sure as hell is, bro.
Yeah. But that'll be it for the show tonight, guys. Appreciate those who tuned in to the show, man. If you're not doing so already, hit like, subscribe on the channel, man. YouTube, hit the bell notification, be notified whenever we go live. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We everywhere, man. LastWord Productions. So you got anything else you want to say, my boy, before we head out?
Yeah, Last Word Productions. All right. Steelers 2025 Super Bowl champions. All right, let's go. Let's do it. Here we go, man.
All right, boy, be safe.
All right, buddy.
Yep.